Today I'm setting a 511 plus lead and top rope route. As a new setter, I was given the challenge of setting this climb, which is both exciting and intimidating. My goal, create a route that's engaging, dynamic, and fair for different climbers while testing my own setting skills. Here's how it went. Before I could start setting, I needed to choose the right holds. Since this route was going to be with blue holds, I had a lot of crimps and slopers available. I first checked out a neighboring 512 plus route to gauge the difficulty. My holds needed to be slightly easier but still challenging. I focused on full pad crimps, some bump friendly holds, and a few long pinch rails for a layback sequence I had in mind. After selecting my holds, I laid them out and pre-bolted them. This helps speed up the setting process once we get on the wall. Prepping the holds is one of those behind the scenes tasks that make a big difference in efficiency. I started setting the lower section from the ground in a ladder before moving up in the lift. One of the challenges of setting from the lift is that you can't test the movement like you can when setting from a rope. So I had to trust my spacing, count the T-nuts, and keep in mind the flow of the route. I had to make sure the first 3 clips were safe and wouldn't put climbers at risk of a ground fall. When setting higher grades, you could get away with fewer footholds, forcing climbers to flag and foot swap more. I also wanted to add variety, having bump sequences, matchable holds, and a layback sequence where climbers would track their feet on previous handholds. This keeps the route interesting and makes sure the movement is balanced. Once the route was set, it was time to forerun, basically testing the climb and making adjustments. On my first attempt, I hit a problem. I had set this vertical pinch that turned out to be much harder than expected. The angle made it tough to match, and the available feet didn't help. Another tricky spot was the top of the route, where I had left out enough footholds, making the movement feel awkward. This is where feedback from other setters is a huge help. Charlie climbed next and flattened the vertical pinch to make it more usable, and at the top he adjusted the final hold and added better foot placements. After the adjustments from Charlie, we all discussed it and determined the route was a little too easy for the grade, so Brandon took a turn and made it even meaner, blocking off certain holds and refining sequences to better fit the 511 plus grade. He also reworked a section to force a cool undercling move, which I originally wanted but didn't quite achieve with my initial setting. With all the tweaks made, the route finally felt dialed in. It was great to have the time to fine-tune everything and ensure the movement was challenging but fair for different climbers. This was definitely one of the more challenging routes I've set, and I learned a lot through the process. This route was also a great example that route setting isn't a solo effort. Without Charlie, Brandon, and Tyler's help, this route definitely wouldn't be as good as it turned out to be. Let me know in the comments if you've ever climbed a route that you loved or hated because of a single move. And if you're interested in more behind the scenes route setting videos, make sure to subscribe.